When I was a researcher, my job sent me to Berlin, and I was to just talk about what I was doing. I didn't really know why they sent me, but while I was there, a lady introduced herself to me and she started talking about how great it was that I was here, since I was a young person, I was the future of the field, and it was critical that I attend conferences like these. That kind of caught my attention. I really started thinking about why my job would bankroll my trip to Europe when I'm not bringing in any money for them. I'm not writing grants or anything like that. So I asked my boss about this, and he gave me this quizzical look that said, "Jake, look around." And I did, and there's 20,000 people just randomly milling about. And he said, "Where do you think most of my good ideas come from?" I'll tell you that they don't come from the lab, they don't come from reading research papers, and they certainly don't come from treating any patients. They come from right here, the random people that you run into, because they force you to answer the basic questions about your research, reevaluate things from the ground up, and every once in a while, they tell you something that you never even knew existed. The random connections that you make at conferences like these are where the great ideas come from. Now, for those who don't know, I'm Jake, and I work on building a business. And from what I can tell in my limited experience, the most important part of building a business is the idea. You know, when I started this 12 episodes ago, I had no idea what I was going to do for business, but I followed along with the advice in the catalyst for this whole project, the 4-Hour Work Week. I selected an industry I was a part of, I brainstormed a product, and I came up with a rock climbing fitness program. This program was going to be a hit. I had all of the experience to back it up. I had a formalized degree. Rock climbers had no program like this, and above all, I had years of competitive rock climbing experience. But it took me until episode 10 to realize an obvious problem. Climbers aren't looking for a workout program. Climbing is the workout. See, it wasn't until then that I got the results back and I realized I wasn't going to get any sales. And when I talked about this with a friend, he asked me the obvious question, "Do you train for climbing?" I of course said no. Eventually my brain started putting 2 and 2 together, and I finally found 4. It was an obvious idea. I should make a program about what I'm training for, gymnastic strength moves. But it took an obvious question by a random conversation for me to realize that. Hey Jay, so I wanted to get your opinion on what I should include in my program. Of course, the best business minds have known this for decades. Steve Jobs designed Pixar's central atrium just to encourage these types of unplanned meetings. Thanks Jay, that helped a lot. I don't think I can cheat this process. I mean, the only reason why somebody asked me an obvious question like that was because I was talking to them about what I was doing. And the only reason why I knew that this new idea had potential was because I was working with an old one. Maybe I could have realized this gymnastic strength training program was the right way to go from the beginning, but I don't know if I would have appreciated it in the same way and known why it was good, unless I had worked with one, like I did, that was bad in some way. Of course, all of this started by somebody asking me a cocktail party question. Who knew small talk could have such a big impact?